morning, everybody. It is Monday on the Morning Night Live. First of all, I want to thank a new subscriber who just came over from Monkey in the Morning named Eagle. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate you. And also for the people who are here every day. You know how much I appreciate you. We'll get it going here in just a second. But of course, we got to play the intro first. So, bam! Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, Dawg Knight. And stop the music. How you doing today? It is Monday. It's been a beautiful weekend. Where I live, I know in part of the country, it's still super hot, especially if you're out east. One more day of heat, but we're going to get through that. No problem. Actually, here, is this thing really buffering and nasty? Oh, it's stuck. I do not like that, Sam. I am. Well, hopefully you can hear my voice. We might be choppy today. I got one more day. I should have my RAM tomorrow. I'm going to double up the RAM on this computer. That might help. If that doesn't help, we'll add I'll have to add change out the graphics card or something. But we'll figure it out. Hey, my goodness, it was so hot up until yesterday. Yesterday, at least where I am in the Twin Cities in Minnesota, we got a real good rain Saturday. And so Sunday was beautiful. It got down to about 80. Wasn't sweating my nuggets off. Got to actually enjoy the outdoors a little bit. Hey, it looks like it's clearing up. Is it clearing up? Okay, it looks pretty smooth. So, a couple things. This weekend was nuts. It was nuts. I tried to stay off of Twitter because I was too busy playing video golf and then I also went to I was going to go hit golf balls with my son, but I'm getting old. My hip can't take it. I might have to, you know what? I'm having like what most people would probably call them boomer problems. One hip, one knee. I just, you know what? Maybe I should just sit here and stream all the time and make videos. I am actually going to, by the way, this afternoon, I have a video in the works. I've actually got a video in the works. I might actually have it out by tomorrow if I get done editing and all that stuff that you do to make videos. But before I even get into the show, though, let's say good morning to everybody. Sarah made it here first. Good morning, dear. You get the bell. And the bell actually worked today. Good morning, Maniac Man. Good morning, Richo. Good morning, Prophet of Drunk, and Maddie, and Fatty57. Now, Fatty57, I don't know if I've ever seen you here. If you've been here, and if you've been lurking in the shadows, that's cool. I welcome you. Thank you so much for coming to the Morning Night Live. I do have my cup of reparations coffee. And it is delicious. Let's get into it. So this weekend, these stories that happen where the story happens and then it almost immediately changes before I even see it, kind of crack me up. And this weekend was no exception. Oh my goodness. State Representative Erica Thomas. Jack sent you. Well, awesome. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here. I am happy you are here. Georgia lawmaker Eric Thomas. I'm sure you're all sick of hearing this story because it went from 0 to 100 to, oh my God, you're a stupid woman. People were calling her Erica Smollett, which you know what my favorite story is. Everyone knows I spent a lot of time talking about Jussie Smollett. Actually, I have a Jussie story today, in fact. Even though I normally save my Jussie stories for Wednesdays because, not so much is happening in that case. So I kind of do the updates on Wednesday. But I do have one Jussie story today that I may or may not get to. This woman, Erica Thomas, a Georgia state lawmaker, which is funny. So got tons of support from a racist white man who told her to go back to where you came from. Georgia lawmaker Erica Thomas says she was told to go back to where you came from while shopping. God bless it. Trump, what the hell are you doing to this country? Thomas, who is a Georgia State representative of District 39, says she was verbally assaulted in a grocery store by a white man. The man in question denies making the comment. Denies making the comment. Well, that's just what a white guy would say, right? You lying white people, right? Oh, but the story kind of fell apart when they figured out who the dude was. But now you got these people who are all these people out there supporting him. Beto O'Rourke. These are the consequences of a president who foments hate every day and sees our diversity not as a strength but as a weakness. Erica, thank you for serving your state, and thanks to your husband for serving our country. We are better than this, and together we will prove it. Now, if I had done that correctly, Beto O'Rourke style, I would have said, these are the consequences of a president who foments hate every day, and his weakness, it is diversity. Sees our diversity not as a strength but a weakness. And Erica, thank you for serving our country. And we are better than this. And together we will prove it. Because Beto O'Rourke talks kind of like a Erica traffic controller. Eagle, good morning. Thank you for coming over. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. So, and so then this lady, Brittany Danielle, this is disgusting. And Trump has emboldened this type of behavior from racist folks. I'm so sad and angry. Erica and her daughter had to go through this. If I forget, by the way, remind me to say something about Erica and her daughter. Nothing bad about the daughter. That's not my style. I'm a nice guy. Oh my gosh! I'm hearing bells ringing. I heard a bell ring. Did somebody just sub? Thank you, Fatty57 for subbing. Appreciate that. All right. And then, so Erica was getting all kinds of support. Imandi Gandhi, Erica Thomas is a Georgia State representative. Not that matters. No black woman should have to suffer this sort of treatment, but she's literally a public servant. This is heartbreaking. Yes, it's heartbreaking. What's heartbreaking about it is that the dear Twitter is still running with the I stand with Erica bullshit story. Leftists care nothing about truth, so it's still trending. But here's the problem. Erica Thomas pretty much walked it back the same day. So, did he say, what did she say he said? She said she was told to go back to where you came from while shopping. Okay, and then obviously you all know the story. I'm beating this dead horse anyway. Here we go.
Well, like I said, I know what I don't know what he said. He said go back, those types of words. I don't want to say he said go back to your country or go back to where you came from, but he was making those types of words.
Oh, wait, so he didn't say go back to your country. Come on now. Now, also, and also the dude. Now it's funny because the dude's name, her name's Erica. I heard she was trying to be the fifth Beatle. I stand with Erica. Kind of like what's his name, Billy Preston. They kind of called him the fifth Beatle because he did a lot of keyboard work for the Beatles back in the 60s. And then Ted Lieu, too. Both Donald Trump and the GOP have grossly underestimated the number of Americans who experience the racist go back insult. We all know how it hurts, and we're going to vote. I predict Democratic wave in 2020, just like we had in 2018. You didn't have no damn Democratic wave in 2018. You won some seats in Congress, the least amount of seats from any midterm president almost ever, because there's been very few that had less, and you didn't even you lost seats in the Senate. So what wave the hell are you talking about? And I'm just saying. So okay, where is this? Oh no, they did one of those face things on her. Oh my gosh, I stand with Eric Thomas. That definitely did not age well. So this dude, what the hell is that? So this is the dude right here. So this little guy, this is the guy. Exactly. Now, first of all, anytime especially I'm thinking about Erica Thomas. What's this dude's name? Eric something. Eric something. Eric. I'll figure it out here later. But so this little dude. Now this guy obviously has some short man disease, which is okay. I mean, that's just common because he's a little dude. And so her crying ass video. First of all, when I saw her video, because the first thing I saw about this was her video. I'm like, oh, in fact, I think I even tweeted about. I might have heard this. This is the first thing I tweeted. In fact, let's find out here. I can't even remember because I knew the first thing I heard it sounded like a hoax. And so here, we're going to my profile. Thank you, Necrosol. Oh, by the way, thank you, Necrosol, for retweeting. Sarah, thank you for tweeting out the link today. I did not tweet it out. By the way, if y'all can think about it or if you got time, right down there, hit that share button and share out the stream on Facebook, Twitter, everything, all those other social media. They give you a bunch of different options. And then also, if you haven't done already, hit the like button. If you like what I do, hit the like button. Okay, I appreciate that. And then we do super chats through Streamlabs for those of you who are new. The Streamlabs links is down below. I do not have super chats via YouTube because I don't have enough subs yet. But I'm working on it. You guys who've subbed today help me every time. So thank you, Eagle. And also thank you, Fatties57. So I really do appreciate that. So anyway, when she tweeted this out, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. This story just sounds fake. And so, where is it here? Let's see. Oh, well, first of all, someone was saying, oh, this is so brave. It's so brave. I mean, like, it's brave. There was nothing brave about it. First of all, there's nothing brave about putting one of these stories on the internet. People who actually have, hello, Prophet is Drunk. I didn't see you there. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. Who else jumped in while I wasn't paying attention to the chat? Smarty Bear, hello, how are you? All right, so first of all, this woman, God, dog, where is it? All right, so, okay, here's the story. So this is her tweet. Today I was verbally assaulted at the grocery store by a white man who told me I was a lazy son of a bitch and to go back to where I came from, because I had too many items in the express line. She didn't, it's Twitter, so I don't expect people to be perfectly grammar. My husband wasn't there to defend me because he was on active duty serving the country. I came from USA. Now, hello, Yin Wolf, how you doing? Hi, MC. Hammer time! Okay, when I read this tweet, first of all, there's no pictures. I don't know what the guy looks like, but I'm thinking, okay, this woman, I was verbally assaulted in the grocery store. So the term assaulted by a white man who told me I was a lazy SOB. So I'm thinking when I read this, well, first of all, it sounded like bullshit anyway. So I said, okay, Miss Smollett. That was my first reaction immediately. I hadn't seen anything else about this story, but it smelled like bullshit right from the beginning. But also, when I see a story like this, okay, today I was verbally assaulted at the grocery store by a white man. I'm expecting this to be some big old white dude get in the face of this, tiny, poor black woman. I'm thinking this giant dude is verbally assaulting her, and my husband wasn't there to defend me. So this means she's afraid of this man. That's what it tells me, okay? That sentence, if I don't know anything about this story, that's what I'm first thinking. My husband wasn't there to defend me because he's on active duty. Meaning I need my military man to whoop this dude's ass because he's intimidating me. Then I see this dude. Now I'm trying to think can't even remember his damn name is. Okay, so this person, he doesn't seem rude at all, let alone racist. She caused this problem. She was trying to push an agenda. It's pathetic. Okay, listen. So this is the dude.
See what happened.
Can you tell us on camera what happened?
I walked into Publix, bought my 3 items. There were 3 checkout lanes. One was an express. The other 2 were empty. I kept my tongue shut. I walked and paid for my items in one of the empty lanes. This lady I noticed had about 20 items on the. All
right, now look at her and look at him. Now, granted, she's pregnant. But she's a full head taller than this dude. This is a little dude who said, okay, wait, let me finish what he said here.
I kept my tongue shut. I walked and paid for my items in one of the empty lanes. This lady I noticed had about 20 items on the conveyor. Okay? I walked up to the 2 customer service associations from Publix, asked them what can be done in a nice manner. They said, corporate policy, we can't do anything, but you as a customer can say something. I took a step outside the store, thought about it, turned around, walked up to Miss Thomas and said, ma'am, not to be rude, my exact first words, pointing at the sign, which shows it on the surveillance camera, which I've seen already, pointing at the sign, 10 items or less. She.
Now, before I even heard him, what he goes on to say after this, I know exactly what this woman said to him. He pointed at the sign, it's 10 items only, and she's got like 20 items. I know exactly what that woman said to him. Because I know exactly what she said. She said, you better mind your business. It got right up in his face and said, you better mind your business. Because she's way bigger than him. You'll see it at a different angle in a minute here. She is way bigger. She told him to mind his business. And because when you listen to her, she ain't taking no shit from nobody. And she didn't need her husband there because she would have whooped his ass if she wanted to, because he's a little dude. But anyway, let's finish the rest of his story here.
Berates me after that.
Berates him. Do you believe, anyone believe that she didn't berate him? No, you're not gonna walk up and call some woman a bitch or anything because she has 10 items in the line. She just said, you know what? Notice the 10 signs. And you know damn well she said, mind your business.
I don't remember exactly what she said, but on camera she approached me, came towards me as I took a couple steps back.
Yeah, she stepped to him, and she's a big woman, and he's a little dude. And you know damn well he was intimidated. You know he was scared. Anyway.
I recall exactly what those words were. I said, you're selfish. She did mention she's 9 months pregnant. I said, it doesn't matter in this case. There's no point on this case. There's 2 empty lines. You don't need to be in the express lane. Then I stated, she said a few words. I stated, well, you're selfish little bitch.
So he did call her bitch. Oh, do not call a black woman a bitch. Ooh. But she still, she would have whooped his. She was ready. She stepped to him. Mind your business. And you know what? Look, I'm just telling you right now. If I'm in a grocery store and there's a bunch of lanes open and whatever, and I see someone in the express lane with too many items, I don't know that I'm going to be that big a busybody to give a shit. But you know what? I'm telling you, the story here is that this dude, he had to be way more intimidated than she was. She put out that sob story like this was some big white dude who needed her military husband to take care of him. I did say that.
That's all I said after that, and I walked out of Publix.
All right, so that's his story. Now, the funny, I don't know what the hell is all these tweets on. A lot of people are deleting their shit because they know she lied. Oh God, De Blasio too. Yeah. Okay, look, look at this picture. This is exactly what happened when he said, "Hey, they got too many. This is an express lane. You better pay attention." You know, she walked up to him just like that. Mind your business. Oh my gosh, she would have whooped his ass if they would have gotten a fight. Anyway, so a lot of people talking about this is her story. Where's the other one though? Because she was being interviewed, and the reason that guy got on camera is because she was being interviewed. Here it is right here. Now look.
And calls you a son of an. I am facing the man that degraded me and berated me, and I'm not crying. No, I'm not. I'm standing right in front of you.
Pointing in his face. Look at her. She's mad. And you know that's how it looked before.
You know how you made me feel yesterday. If you know how you made my daughter feel.
Back off before I call the police.
Call the police right now because they are looking for you.
I already talked to them.
Wait, the police are looking for him for what? You know, I wish, you know what? Here's the thing. If people could just be polite to each other. I don't know what. She called the police on him. He's threatening to call the police on her. First of all, you can't. There's no law against being rude to people or pointing shit out to people or even calling them names. What are the police going to do? What? But her pointing her finger and she's intimidating.
I am so happy that you're here. And I'm happy that everybody needs to see this man that did this to me. And he thinks that he gets a 5 minutes of fame. You think that you're going to come up when you see police, when you see SB 46, you think you're going to come up here and get a spotlight? No, you're not. The only spot that you're going to get is everybody needs to see the man that did this to a woman that's 9 months pregnant.
Are you a state legislator?
Thank you. Nobody is here for you.
Are you a state legislator?
Now, funny thing is, too, now y'all know. No, Maddie, don't say that. Don't say that on my stream. I can say that. You can't say that. Anyway, so here's the deal. I was going to tell you I was going to get back to her and her daughter, right? So her story was part of her story, that her BS story is she was going to the store and she was with her daughter, right? She's going to the store and she's teaching her daughter she brought her daughter so her daughter could kind of learn how to do grocery shopping and how to, count the money, whatever, teaching her how to go to the store. But she takes her daughter through the 10 item lane with 20 items. How is that teaching your daughter the right thing? Are you kidding me? Oh, Maddie's a woman. Okay. Maddie, you don't have to apologize. I'm just playing with you. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just messing with you. Maddie's not a woman of color, man. I don't know if she is or not. I've seen you, Maddie, but I don't know what your ethnic background is, and it doesn't matter. You say whatever you want. I'm just messing around. But so this woman's teaching her daughter, and yet takes her through the wrong, through a lane that she shouldn't be going through. Now, if her daughter was a different customer and had 20 items in the 10 item lane, and this woman walked up behind her with 3 items because she wanted to get through that lane fast, damn well this woman would be in that woman's face. Why are you up in here with 20 items and it's a 10 item lane? Yada, yada, yada. Now, here's the other part of this. Now, y'all know, I know y'all know this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So this little dude, for one, he tells her, it's in one of these, he tells her he's not white, he's Cuban. Now, that doesn't mean anything because there's white Cuban people. But what does it really matter? Eric Sparks, there we go. Here we go. Eric Sparks keeps his hand folded to control his anger management problems. What? Hold up. Listen. Now, this is the tweet. This one, I saw this the other day too. This one pissed me off. Eric Sparks is keeping his hands folded to control his anger management problems. It's not helping, bro. You just admitted to calling a pregnant lady a lazy piece of fucking shit. You need to grab your shit and leave. Your boat to Racist Island leaves in 15 minutes. Now, first of all, and I'm pretty sure I replied to this one too, because I know exactly what I thought. Oh yeah, so you're telling him to go back to Cuba? Isn't that how this shit supposedly started? But anyway, so so Eric Sparks is just approaching me and verbally assault. in front of a 9-year-old, but not the rest of his statements. You sound like a coward to me. Okay, who has the anger management problems though here? Who's sticking their finger in his face? He's staying calm, and this woman's talking about, oh, he's holding his hands together to take control of his anger management problems.
Okay, that's the worst thing I said. Everything that happened.
Do you feel bad?
Me telling you to go back where you came from?
Do you feel bad about yesterday?
Did I say that?
Yes, you were you serious or you didn't say
Did I
that?
say
What did you say to me then?
Is it on
Oh, she admitted later he didn't say that.
video?
What did you say to me?
I called you a lazy bitch.
Okay,
That's
all
the
you
worst
did.
thing I said.
That's all you said to me?
Yes.
Okay, because that makes you look better because everybody's after you now. So that makes you look better to say that.
Okay, so that's her putting that up. Only that part. Everyone's got their own little piece of the clip they're trying to put up here. Let's see the latest on his. But anyways, the dude, if you're familiar with the dude, this dude, oh, here we go. Erica Thomas has retracted her go back accusations against Democrat Eric Sparks. He's a Democrat, and he's a mega anti-Trump person who's been all over the internet ripping on Trump for the go back to wherever you came from that Trump tweeted to Omar, or what? Go back, fix the problems, and come back and show us how you did it tweet that Trump made. He's been ripping Trump. If you saw his Facebook page, I wish I could find it. I'm not going to spend much more time on this. But the dude, I totally believe she's an innocent victim. I also believe she uses turn signals. I believe she leaves good tips and never has berated a waitress. There's no way she's deluded and entitled. Just watch the clip. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's just hilarious. Anyway, all right. You can't see? Oh, I'm sorry. Here, there you go. My bad. Yeah. Oh, what was it? Oh, you couldn't see what you're doing. You totally didn't flip scenes. I realized that. Thank you for reminding me. I am quite I'm quite boomeresque when it comes to this. I'm not a boomer, but whatever. I'm close to being a boomer. I'll use that boomer excuse. Hell, y'all call my wife Lady Boomer, so we must be something boomeresque. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so she's ripping into him. Anyway, he is totally, let's see, there's that. Asked by television station if Miss Sparks had told her to go back where you came from. Ms. Thomas says, I don't want to say he said go back to your country or go back to where you came from, but he was making those types of references is what I remember. Oh, she explicitly said he did it before. Anyway, so in the end, she's looking stupid. In a way, he's a bit of a jerk too, in a way, but it's not. I don't know. Oh, no. Oh, my God. So, but you got the people. No, it doesn't work that way. I guarantee you he would never run up on a white woman in this way yelling expletives. That's racism 2019. Look at this interview. It tells the whole story. He didn't run up on her yelling expletives. I'll bet you anyone in that store who saw what happened, I bet his story is much more accurate than hers. I guarantee it. And I want to see her receipt. I want to see how many items she had in that lane. Okay? I just want to see it. Because as soon as he said something, she was up in his face. All right, I got to stop talking about this because it's going to drive me crazy. I don't want to hear about it no more. God, today I am just, oh my goodness. So, let's see. Let me see if there's any breaking news before I get into some of the headlines. Doesn't look like anything right now. All right. Oh, thank you, Maddie, to you too for sending out the link to the stream. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who's hit the share button. Could not thank you enough. So, all right, let's get into a couple headlines that I saw. There was a couple. By the way, and I'm just this is interesting. I'll just read this right now. A federal court on Wednesday rejected claims by an unlicensed health coach that the unqualified health advice she provided to paying clients was protected speech under the First Amendment. In rejecting her claim, the court affirmed that states do indeed have the right to require that anyone charging for health and medical services, in this case dietetics, is that a word? And nutrition advice, be qualified and licensed. State laws governing who can offer personalized nutrition services vary considerably, however. Heather D. Castillo, a holistic health coach based in Florida, brought the case in November 2017, shortly after she was busted in an undercover investigation by the state health department. At the time, I know you can't see this. At the time, Del Castillo was running a health coaching business called Constitution Nutrition, which offered a personalized 6-month health and dietary program. The program involved 13 in-home consulting sessions, 12 of which cost $95 each. Good Lord. I wonder what her setup fee was. She was making $1,200 for each person that she consulted with. Interesting. All right. Here, what's that? Let's see. Yeah, unlicensed health coach claims health advice is free speech. Courts disagree. So, yeah, you know what? That you're in shaky ground when you start giving any kind of medical or health advice. So, anyway, here's one, and this is what I'll put on the screen. This is from the Epoch Times. Very interesting. The U.S. says Venezuelan plane aggressively shadowed a U.S. military aircraft. Ooh, that's not a good idea, dude. He's got a Sukhoi Su-3 Mk2 aircraft from Venezuela. That's I'm pretty sure is that a Russian aircraft? That might be. U.S. military on July 21st accused a Venezuelan fighter aircraft of aggressively shadowing a U.S. Navy EP-3 Ares II plane over international airspace. The encounter between two planes occurred on Friday, the same day that the Trump administration announced it was imposing sanctions on 4 top officials in Venezuela's military counterintelligence agency. So here's the, let's see, do they have video of it? Let's see here. This is Twitter video. Su-30 flanker aggressively shadowed U.S. EP aircraft at an unsafe distance July 19th, jeopardizing the crew and aircraft. He's taking this from his plane. The EP-3 was performing multinationally recognized and approved mission in international airspace over the Caribbean Sea. Interesting. In a statement issued Sunday, the U.S. military said it had determined the Russian-made fighter aggressively shadowed an EP-3 at an unsafe distance in international airspace for a prolonged period of time, endangering the safety of the crew and jeopardizing the E-3 mission. The two planes did not collide and no one was hurt in the incident. The U.S. military did not give details of the EP-3's mission, nor say where the encounter took place. I'll tell you what, I don't think they want us to... Terrence Williams did a video on the... Oh, I got it. Oh, I saw his video. That was funny. That dude cracks me up. You know what? I don't think Venezuela wants us scrambling any fighter jets to assist an EP-3. I'm just telling you. In a statement published on Sunday by Venezuela's government, the South American country's armed forces said they rejected the incursion of U.S. reconnaissance and intelligence aircraft in the flight area surrounding Maquia Airport, which serves the capital city of Caracas. Two Venezuelan fighter jets intercepted the aircraft, and it was escorted out of Venezuela's airspace, the statement said. Now, I don't know. There's nothing in here about this being in their airspace. Interesting. So anyway, like I said, if it was in their airspace, I could see them. They have a right to escort the jet out of their airspace. But if this just out there being provocative, I don't know if you want to be provocative with it. Old, because what is that? The MS what? What was that craft there? Hang on a second here. That's not even that's an old Russian fighter jet. What is it? Let's see. Hang on a second. It's let's see. Su-30. Yeah, that's an old Russian fighter jet. They're about 3-4 generations behind us in military capability, and that plane is an old plane. Anyway, in other news, journalist. I don't know that I'm going to describe Tommy Robinson. Is he a journalist? I don't know how to describe Tommy Robinson, but he is trying to do journalism, I guess. Tommy Robinson punched in the shower by inmate 70 for acting like a celebrity. Okay. I don't, Tommy, you know what? If Tommy Robinson was from the U.S., good morning, Zombie Teddy. How you doing? Who else? Anyone's showing up? Who else is coming in? Evil One, how you doing? Good morning. Tommy Robinson doesn't belong in prison. Let me just put it that way. That's all I'm going to say. He would never be in prison in the U.S. They have different laws over there, and he's a gadfly to the British government. But I don't think, I don't know if what he's doing is wrong. He's just bringing awareness to things that are happening that no one wants to talk about. And unfortunately, especially in London, there is a very strong propensity to save the Muslims. You know what I mean? Anyway, the English Defense League, EDL founder, 36, is said to have been decked in the shower on his first day in prison, according to the Daily Star Sunday. However, it was not recorded as an assault because Robinson told staff at HMP Belmarsh he had slipped. The source told the publication there was a bit of pushing when one prisoner, a 70-year-old, very hard pensioner, decked Robinson with a punch to the jaw. He didn't have any idea who had hit, but he wasn't going to back down. There are rules in Belmarsh. You fight or back down. The source added, if you come into the prison and start acting like you're the boss, they will take you down quickly. This guy makes it... This writer clearly is not a Tommy Robinson fan. He's making the dude sound like a celebrity. Not Tommy Robinson, but the guy who hit him. That's terrible writing, if you ask me. Anyways, Robinson's real name, Stephen Yaxton Lennon, was jailed for 9 months for filming defendants in a grooming gang trial and live streaming the footage on Facebook. The trial, and the other thing is that trial was already over. All it was doing is sentencing. They already were determined to be guilty. Details of the video emerged during the trial at the Old Bailey. Okay, that just tells you the story of him. After he was found guilty, Robinson released a video of himself begging President Donald Trump to grant him political asylum in the U.S., claiming he would be killed if he was put into prison in the U.K. He said, I begged Donald Trump, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, he's in danger, and they know it. They know it, and so now there's a good chance he's going to end up in solitary to finish out his 90 whatever days he has to be in prison. But, it's just something that would never happen here, but we have very different rules about freedom of the press, freedom of speech, yada, yada, yada. So, but the dude doesn't belong in jail. I don't know. It's funny because I hear people arguing about it or I see people arguing about it on Twitter and stuff. Like, well, he was interfering with the trial. No, he wasn't. The trial was over. There was already a verdict. All right. Anyway, let's see. Moving on. Hilarious. Cook County politician who fixed a parking ticket for his pal claims he did it to make sure all Latinos are treated fairly. Oh, really, sir? Really? And it's of course, this is in Cook County, which is Chicago. Cook County, Illinois, Chicago. It's the Chicago way on steroids, combining corrupt personal politics with ethnic group preferences, fighting for the oppressed, one fixed parking ticket at a time. The Chicago Sun-Times did a little digging when the Cook County Inspector General issued a report last week and discovered who was the unnamed commissioner featured in that report. Rachel Hinton writes, after his pal tried to clout his way out of a parking ticket by uttering the classic Chicago question, "Do you know who I am?" Cook County Commissioner Luis Arroyo Jr. didn't hesitate to intervene and use his political weight to get the ticket tossed out. It doesn't hurt that the friend whose ticket Arroyo helped get voided was Luis Pena, who Arroyo said is the 36th Ward Superintendent for Alderman Gilbert Villegas, 36th, who is also Mayor Lori Lightfoot's City Council floor leader. Let's get him out of that ticket. But Arroyo on Friday insisted he wasn't just protecting his buddy, but all Latinos. Shouldn't that say Latinx? Shouldn't that say Latinx? What do you mean all Latinos? That goes for, it says, but all Latinos. He said he stepped in to make sure Latinos are being treated fairly by our officers. That goes for all Latinos in Cook County, not just someone I know. Well, wait a minute. What was this ticket for? It was a damn parking ticket. The only way to treat the man fairly for a parking ticket is to make him pay the damn parking ticket. Evidently, Commissioner Pena believes that anyone with a Hispanic surname is immune from parking tickets. Sorry, whites, blacks, Asians, interracial folks. Fixing parking tickets may be the bottom of the barrel when it comes to politicians using their clout to benefit themselves and their buddies. It's corrupt. What? SP is the regime of ethnic preferences, so many progressives seem to want. Oh, I see what you're saying. Put them together and you get a corrupt politics of Cook County and Chicago, the only major metropolitan area in the country losing population. So anyway, not only are they letting Jesse Smollett go, but they're letting any Latino with a parking ticket get away with it. All right, moving on. Oh yes, y'all been paying attention to Bernie Sanders. Mr. $15 an hour minimum wage himself, Bernie Sanders' campaign announces it will cut hours to pay staffers $15 minimum wage, prompting mockery, and he deserves it. And I saw that in real time too. I saw the tweet as it happened. He tweeted out something about, or at least his campaign did. Anyway, Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders announced this week, and he will cut staffers' hours so they can effectively be paid a $15 an hour minimum wage, prompting mockery from critics who say the move is more evidence that Sanders' plan to raise the national minimum wage is hypocritical and would only lead to less work and more unemployment. Speaking of which, this whole $15 minimum wage thing, it drives me nuts. Okay, how can you okay? Let's say I live in, let me think of it, Maquoketa, Iowa. Okay, Maquoketa, Iowa, little small town. Okay, and I own a little mom and pop store on the corner, and Maquoketa is just a little tiny town, right? And in Maquoketa, I got a store, I got a gas station over there, and I got this over here, and a little tiny, the groceries over in Dubuque, because that's, how do I know where Maquoketa, Iowa is? I don't know. Anyway, so the cost of living in Maquoketa, Iowa, the kid who works in my store, who's getting paid $12.50 an hour, lives in a $200 a month apartment in Maquoketa, Iowa. Why did I have to pay that kid $15 an hour? Okay, he's a part-timer, or no, he lives at home. Let's say he lives at home with his parents and he lives in Maquoketa, Iowa. Okay, it's not like he lives in New York City. And who says $15 an hour is a living wage in New York City or San Francisco? That's why those towns have their own minimum wages. You don't need to have a national minimum wage. How about letting the market decide? I live here in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul area, and there's friggin' now hiring signs everywhere you go. Every fast food restaurant, now hiring. Every retail place, now hiring. Every grocery store, now hiring. Every gas station, now hiring. Every little place you go are now hiring because they can't. There's the unemployment's as lower than it's ever been. So you can't. Where I live in the Twin Cities, every fast food restaurant that I see that's hiring people to ring a register so that someone can get their French fries, every single one of them is paying, $12.50, $13 an hour to start because no one's paying minimum wage because you can't get anyone to work there for minimum wage. Also, and then the ones who do pay, the people who are working for minimum wage, like the 16-year-old that lives next door to me, he works for minimum wage at a place or something like that. It's got to be something like that. But he's 16. He works there in the summer for extra money. But if they if it was $15 an hour, he works a little fast food place. If it was $15 an hour, they'd all get iPads. You'd be ordering on iPads because you know what? It'd be cheaper to just put a bunch of iPads out there and have people order for themselves. It's nuts. Now, if it's in, and I guarantee you, when I was in, was it Los Angeles or where was it? Yeah, it was in it was in San Francisco. When we were in San Francisco, we were walking up and down Fisherman's Wharves, and there was a In-N-Out Burger along Fisherman's Wharf. We are hiring, starting at $18.50 an hour to work at In-N-Out Burger, fast food joint, because that's what the market there. They needed to pay people to get people to work there in San Francisco because it costs more to live in San Francisco than any place in the country. So they're almost double the federal minimum wage without being told to. Okay. Now I'm pretty sure California is already raising their minimum wage to $15, which I still think is stupid because there's small towns in Northern California that aren't that expensive to live in, or inland, little towns far inland. Now they got to pay people $15 an hour. No, let the area market decide what that wage is going to be. If they can't get workers, they're going to have to pay more to get workers. Just like that In-N-Out Burger on Fisherman's Wharf that pays starts people at $18.50 an hour. And I think they even give them bus passes or something, or like, BART passes, whatever. So silliness. Anyway, back to Bernie Sanders. So Democratic candidate Bernie Sanders announced this week that he will cut staffers' hours so they can effectively pay $15 an hour minimum wage, prompting mockery from critics who say the move is more evidence that Sanders' plan to raise the national minimum wage is hypocritical and would lead only to less work and more unemployment. The Washington Post first reported last Thursday that Sanders' field staffers were upset that Sanders championed the $15 minimum wage on the campaign trail and made headlines for railing against major corporations who pay starvation wages, even as his own employees made, quote, poverty wages. Now, they're not making poverty wages, but whatever. In response, Sanders told the Des Moines Register that he was very proud to lead the first major presidential campaign with unionized workers, but also bothered that the news of internal strife had spilled into the media. Yeah, because it makes you look like a dumbass. And you're not a dumbass. Bernie Sanders is not a dumbass. I just think he's wrong about everything. But I digress. The self-described socialist candidate said junior field organizers earn roughly $36,000 a year in salary with employer-paid health care and sick leave. But he acknowledged that their salary can effectively dip below the $15 per hour if staffers work much more than 40 hours per week, which is common on presidential campaigns. Oh, so he doesn't pay them by the hour. He pays them a salary that would be equal to $15 an hour if they were working 40 hours per week. So the solution is to, quote, limit the number of hours staffers work to 42 or 43 each week to ensure they're making the equivalent of $15 an hour, he told the Register's Brianna Pfannenstiel. It does bother me that people are going outside. It does bother me that the people are going outside the process and going to the media, Sanders added. This is not acceptable. It is really not what labor negotiations are about, and it's improper. He went on to say that the union contract not only provides a pay of at least $15 an hour, it also provides, I think, the best health care benefits that any employer can provide for our field organizers. Reaction from commenters and lawmaking was unsparing. For the first time in his life, socialist Bernie Sanders practices in economics and buddy the results. For the first time in his life, socialist Bernie Sanders practices economics and buddy. The results are hilarious, wrote columnist and humorist Stephen Miller. He added, why won't millionaire Bernie Sanders, who owns 3 homes, instead of cutting hours, pay his staff a living wage? People are starving. Nobody's starving. Anyway, Texas Republican Representative Dan Crenshaw lambasted the discord in the Sanders campaign, which had been struggling in post-debate polls, as beyond parody. So does this fall under the category of hypocrisy, irony, or poetic justice? Crenshaw asked. All 3? Can't make this stuff up. It is funny though. You know what? He learns an economics lesson from his own unionized campaign staff. But because they were saying that when you add it up, it ends up them earning about $12 to $13 an hour. So anyway, kind of funny that Bernie, if you're watching, let me say something with true love in my heart, sir. I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. Honestly, I'm sorry, sir, that this is happening to you. I know it's difficult. I know you're going through difficult times, sir. And I don't give a shit. Come on now. I don't care. Oh man, if anyone been paying attention to what's been going on in Hong Kong? This is kind of interesting. I think Monkey talked about it. Monkey did a 6-hour stream yesterday. If y'all, I know a bunch of you follow Ranting Monkey too. He did a 6-hour stream yesterday. He did a 4-hour one today. That dude needs to start getting some damn sleep. Just saying. Yeah, something's going on in Hong Kong, man. It's not good either. Hong Kong protests, police fire tear gas at demonstrators. Officers charged demonstrators who threw objects at police lines. The clashes came after marchers ignored a designated finish line, continuing on to China's central government offices and throwing eggs at the building. Organizers of Sunday protests say that more than 430,000 people took part, but police put the figure at 138,000. I don't care if it's 430,000 or 138,000. You get that many people in one place to protest, that's impressive. Massive protests have been held for weeks, initially over an extradition deal with mainland China, but now covering other issues on democracy in Hong Kong. Yeah, there's a whole big, that they're not resolved, man. People in Hong Kong still consider themselves independent, even though they're technically part of China. And it causes a lot of problems over there. Let's see. Late on Sunday, riot police equipped with masks and shields were seen swarming towards protesters close to a ferry terminal on the main island. Images outside the liaison office, China Central Government Building, show signs covered with graffiti. One of the slogans reads, "You taught us peaceful marches are useless." So anyway, lots of turmoil over there. At least 36 people taken to the hospital. Okay, so yeah, former British colony is part of China, but run under one country, two systems arrangement that guarantees a level of autonomy. It has its own judiciary and a legal system that is independent from mainland China. China is still trying to still been trying to tighten their grip though on it, and I think with things improving somewhat in China, you would think that maybe this conflict would be lessening, but it certainly doesn't seem to be. All right, let's see. Google loses another discrimination suit, or at least one. It's going to lose a couple, I think, coming up. But, oh, come on, internet. Deja vu. Google settles age discrimination lawsuit for $11 million. Now, that's clearly not even a drop in the bucket for Google, but still. Almost a decade ago, courts sounded a clear warning bell that Google's culture was tainted by illegal and pervasive age discrimination. Inexplicably, Google did not listen. And so the Los Angeles Times recently reported that Google has agreed to pay $11 million to settle a federal lawsuit alleging Google engaged in a systemic practice of discriminating on the basis of age in the hiring. Some 227 plaintiffs will collect an average of $35,000 each. Google actually agreed to settle the case in December, but the final settlement agreement was presented to a federal judge on Friday. Not only are they discriminating against white males and Asian males and white people because they want women and women of color and whatever, they also discriminate against people who are too old to be at Google, and they discriminate against conservatives in their practices, so to speak. Well, I shouldn't say just conservatives. They also discriminate against the progressive anti-war left. I mean, they really do. I mean, you can't. It's weird how, like, there are certain factions of the progressive left that get just has that same kind of like with apocalypse with YouTube. There's a certain subset of the progressive left that also gets beat up with that shit. And it's kind of weird why they target these two people, but it's because they're kind of the corporate media. They love the corporate media. The corporate media doesn't like that side of the fence either. So it's kind of weird how that happens. Anyway, moving on. What's the next one here? What time I got? Okay, I'm doing good for time. Let's go. So Israel decides to stay classy and to allow BDS backing Congresswoman Omar Tlaib to enter the country. U.S. envoy Ron Dermer tells Times of Israel that a waiver will be granted under the controversial 2017 law allowing lawmakers to visit the Jewish state. Israel's ambassador to the United States, Ron Dermer, said on Friday that Israel will not prevent two BDS supporting members of Congress from entering Israel next month. Earlier this week, Representative Ilhan Omar, a Democrat from Minnesota, said that she would visit Israel and the West Bank with Palestinian American Representative Rashida Tlaib, a Democrat from Michigan, in August. Omar and Tlaib are the first female Muslim congresswomen. Both back the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement, which is also known as BDS, against Israel. Out of respect for the U.S. Congress and the great alliance between Israel and America, we would not deny entry to any member of Congress into Israel, Dermer told the Times of Israel in a statement. Under a controversial law that Israel enacted in 2017, the state can prohibit any foreigner from entering the country who knowingly issues a public call for boycotting Israel. So they could have been left out, but the Israeli ambassador said that Israel will let them in. Since then, the Interior and Strategic Affairs ministries have used the statute to deny visas to a handful of students, activists, and artists upon their arrival to Israel. Foreign Ministry, however, recommended the law be waived for visiting politicians or government officials out of diplomatic concerns. So, Israel is going to take the high road against these two lawmakers who think that they should be pushed into the sea. I shouldn't say that. That's not. I can't guarantee that's accurate. But you know, that's not nice to say. The two lawmakers' visit comes after U.S. President Donald Trump targeted them. You know, notice how it's always Trump targeting them when in fact he responded to them. You know, it's like these, and it's not just these four, okay? And for those of you who know me, I'm not a Trump guy. I always say that, although I'm leaning more that way every time I hear this BS. And I am conservative. I will never call myself a black conservative because that's just stupid. I'm just a conservative. I always have been. I've been a Republican for a long time. And I make no qualms about it. And even with my liberal friends, they know that. But you notice how it's always, it's the Republicans or the right or whatever. They're always the one who target people or who assault people, who do this, whatever. Even when it's responding to somebody else. Democrats suggest. Democrats respond. Democrats put forth proposals. Republicans pounce. Republicans attack. Donald Trump targeted them in recent weeks. The language it just never fails. It never fails. Anyway, two lawmakers targeted them in recent weeks, saying the two other freshman liberal congresswomen, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York and Ayanna Pressley of Massachusetts, hated America and Israel and should go back to the crime-infested places from which they came. Oh, you're leaving something out there. You're leaving something out there. Even the Times of Israel is leaving something out there. They conveniently, it's almost like, how they always accuse of James Damore of selectively editing the videos that he makes. Not James Damore. What am I talking about? Who's the dude? Project Veritas. The hell's his name? Someone in the chat remind me what Project Veritas' dude's name. Anyway, they always accuse Project Veritas of selectively editing. Well, this is some selective editing. That they should go back, end quote, to the, quote, crime-infested place from which they came, end quote. Those remarks were condemned as racist. Wait a minute, they forgot one other part. He said, go back to the crime-infested places from which you came, fix those problems, and then come back and show us how you did it. Okay? That's what he said. Now, is that a racist thing to say? In my mind, I get the traditional, the historical roots of that, saying that to somebody, but I don't think that's the problem here. Okay? That's not the problem here. He's just saying, look, you all know so much. Go fix something in your life and show us how you did if you're so damn smart. Because they've been chirping at him ever since. In fact, Rashida Tlaib, she's the one. Remember her when she got elected and she was having her party and she was talking about, I was having this conversation with my son and I just told him that we're going to go impeach the motherfucker. Well, first of all, you said that to your 11-year-old son. I'm wondering what the hell you said that to your little boy. But anyway, so from the beginning, they're all chirping at him. He responds to them. He responds to everybody. Like I said the other day, I mean, oh yes, he's attacking women of color representatives of color. He also chirped at Paul Ryan recently. Is he a woman of color? Thank you, James O'Keefe. He's not. Anyway, I'm babbling. So anyway, so Israel's going to show them. Actually, they're just treating them much better than they certainly would want Israel to be treated, as far as I'm concerned. I told you I'd say something about Jussie Smollett. And I just found this article from the Daily Wire. Smollett tries to get special prosecutor dropped, blames brother, and now he's making a new claim. Now, I love talking about Jussie Smollett, right? Good morning. Hello, Lindsay. How you doing? Good day to you. So Smollett tries to get special prosecutor dropped. He blames the Osandaro brothers, my fellow Americans of Nigerian descent, and makes a new claim. Former Empire star Jussie Smollett filed a motion Friday requesting that the court nullify an order last month assigning a special prosecutor to look into the handling of his case after its sudden dismissal by embattled state's attorney Kim Foxx. Now, this is interesting because this special prosecutor that they hired or they assigned to look into the handling of the case, in a sense, Jussie Smollett is not involved in that. I don't know why he can file that motion, because he's not the subject of the motion. The subject of the actual, not motion, he's not the subject of the special prosecutor's charge. The special prosecutor is in charge of looking into how the case was handled, not into his particular case. So even though this discovery for it would include all the evidence from Jesse Smollett's case, he's not the subject of the special prosecutor's duty. The Kim Foxx's state's attorney office is the subject of that investigation. That's interesting. Jesse Smollett, by his attorneys Garagos and Garagos, respectfully requests that this court grant his motion, vacate the June 21, 2019 order, and deny the petition to appoint a special prosecutor, reads the filing submitted by his attorneys Mark Garagos and Tina Glandian, as reported by Deadline Friday. Deadline's the publication. Last month, Judge Michael Tuman ruled that Foxx's decision to appoint a member of her own office to oversee the case after she withdrew over potential conflicts of interest was not legal. It was not legal. It was not legal. Tuman also empowered the special prosecutor to potentially bring charges against Smollett if the prosecutor has reasonable grounds to suspect that the actor was guilty of criminal conduct. Well, guess what, Mr. Garagos and Miss Glandian and Mr. Smollett, technically you don't have any say over this ruling. You can try. But I don't think that's going to happen. It ain't happening. It's not happening. Sorry. In another passage of the filing highlighted by Deadline, the publication, Smollett's lawyers state that if their request to drop the prosecutor altogether is denied, they want the scope of the investigation to be narrowed. I wonder why. In the event the court is not inclined to grant the motion, Mr. Smollett, by his attorneys Garagos and Garagos, respectfully requests that the court modify the June 21, 2019 order to clarify that the special prosecutor may investigate and prosecute potential misconduct only, and may not further prosecute Mr. Smollett for the charges that were previously brought and dismissed against him. The motion reads. Oh, but Mr. Garagos, I think you are a lawyer and you know, as I know, that since oh my goodness, since there was no agreement other than he forfeited some things, he hasn't been tried for the other things. So it never, just because the charges were dropped, I think they could still charge him. I just do. Tuman's decision to appoint a special prosecutor came after Fox abruptly, and without warning to other city's officials, dropped all 16 felony charges against Smollett without requiring an admission of guilt or an additional recompense to the city. The move stunned other officials, including the chief of police, the mayor, and prompted rebukes from legal experts and other states' attorneys. Fox's office later admitted that they still believed the initial charges against Smollett were warranted and that they had confidence in the investigation of the Chicago Police Department, which determined that the actor staged a fake attack on himself, but Smollett's lawyers now lay the blame fully on the two brothers. Ulla and Abel Osundairo, with whom the police say he orchestrated the faux hate crime against himself, describing their testimony to police in the court filings as self-serving. So is that that's new? Now they're blaming it completely on them. The actor's lawyer also, this is the new part. The actor's lawyer also suggests that another potential conspirator might be involved. I wonder who they're going to try to throw under the bus. Deadline underscores that the actor's lawyers cite a possible helper of sorts in an unidentified and previously unmentioned third man who witnesses supposedly claim was at the early morning scene. You know what? I mean, they opened that file. You're starting to see all the police report. You're seeing the video from when the police came to his house when he had the clothesline around his, still had the damn clothesline around his neck. I'm sorry. No, he's sorry. He's a sorry motherfucker. Anyway, but you know what? It's hilarious. This is hilarious. Man, I hope they reopen his complete file. He goes to trial, spent some time in jail, and the people on the Empire set who are probably sick of his sorry ass because he got their show canceled a year early, probably ready for him to go to jail too. And I don't know. I never really feel complete ill will to people. You know, I hope he goes to jail, gets out, rehabilitates his life, and continues his career. But he needs to. If he don't go to jail, I don't think anyone should touch him. He's just. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. Anyway, let's see. Does that mean your country or your district? Wait, what now? Good morning. All right. Let's see what else I got. I got to do one more and then we'll get into Twitter trends. Or do I? Let's see. Maybe I'll skip that one. We already know James Bond has to be a black. No, James Bond's not going to be a black female. What is this article? Okay, why? Who? Okay, this is an old article. This is from July 19th. Everyone already knew this. I'm not going to do this one. Sorry. All right, skipping that. Let's find out what's happening in the world today, and what people are going to be talking about later in the day by our daily Twitter trends. It's Twitter trends time, people. Let's find out what's happening on Twitter. Now, I usually, for those of you who are new, I tend to just see what's on the front page of my own feed here, just to see what's going on, if there's anything new. My friend, my friend April has a gator under her boat. Okay, that's cool. Let's see, is there anything down here? Let's see what's going on here. Oh. So this guy's funny. I don't know. This is just some lighthearted humor here. So this is a guy who takes Photoshop requests literally and hilarious. He's just funny as hell. So, for example, this asked him to Photoshop him and to make him look great. So oh my gosh, that's just hilarious. Let's see, I should check here. Let's see. So we introduced you to James Fredman earlier this year when he caught our attention for his hilarious Photoshop request. Do you want to be a little bit taller? Done. Bigger chest? He's got you covered. Whatever your request submitted through Facebook and Twitter, Fredman will fulfill. But as we warned you, sometimes the hilarious little results might not be quite what you were expecting. And speaking of unexpected, sometimes, like in the last couple photos, you get a heartwarming answer instead. So, for example, hi, can you please make it so my friend is running from something scary? Thank you. So he throws in the Teletubbies. Hilarious. That is funny. Let's see. Cleaning up. I'm on it. Or clean it. They asked him to clean it up, so he put something back here. Probably wanted to clean out the graffiti. Oh, here it is. Hi, James. I love your Photoshop work. Would you clean the stone wall for me? Thanks. So he puts a picture of himself cleaning the stone wall. Boiling over. Hey, James, can you make this look like we're in more dangerous waters? I want to look cool. So he puts it in a pot. Oh, my gosh. Put it on. Yeah, no, I know. Bond is not going to be black. 007. Yeah, there's going to be a black female, but Bond is still Bond. Daniel Craig will still be playing Bond. Trickle down. I really like this picture, but could you make it so the guy on the right doesn't look like he's peeing on his kids? Thanks. Oh my gosh. I hope you're seeing what I'm seeing here. Oh yes, I do have it up there. All right. The next one. Hi James, can you make my right leg longer? It looks very short. Thanks. Sure, he says. Oh my gosh. All right, here's one. James, could you make me and my friend look the same height? Thanks. Done. Oh my gosh, this guy's terrible. You technically got what you got. Phoning it in. Could you Photoshop my brother, who's on the phone, like he's having a good time next to me? Thanks a lot. Oh, that's funny. All right. Hey, James, could you please Photoshop me into a party so I look like I have a social life? Thanks. Social life in 2016? Sorry to disappoint you. All right. Hey, James, can you put me in a Bugatti? I lied and told my friends I got one. Of course. Oh my gosh. Hey James, can you crop him out of this without it looking too obvious? Sure. Oh my gosh. Hey James, can you make the monkey look as happy as her? Oh, good God. Hey, James, can you please make my dreams of flying a kite properly a reality? It just doesn't want to fly. Done. Oh, my gosh. He's hilarious. All right, this is the last one I'm going to do because, hey, just wondering if you could edit this photo of me and my boyfriend. I was hoping you could make his corn dog whole again with no bites taken out of it. Thanks. All right, that's enough of James. I just think those are funny. I don't know why. All right, let's get into Twitter trends before I got to get out of here. Let's see. Getting into Twitter trends. Number one today. I already know what it is, but let me click. Couple clicks here. Number one on Twitter trending today, Monday motivation. So those of you who are new, whenever I have a Monday topic, I only do one of them because usually there's 3 or 4 on Monday. But we'll do it with Monday motivation first. And the number one Monday motivation today from Zuby. He's a music dude from the Great Britain. Monday is here. Will you seize the week and make it count, or will you waste it? The choice is yours every day. There you go. All right. So there you go. Cool. Of course, the persistence, our squad, is greater than their squad. Women for Trump. So these are some Trump fans. They're multiracial, too. How about that? Monday morning at work, and it's already one thing after the other. Little kid. Oh, this is hilarious. Kid trying to hold on to eggs here. Oh, he said, fuck it. I am done with this shit. All right, moving on from Monday Motivation. Number 2 today, Al Franken is trending. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, there's a piece in the New Yorker about Al Franken today. And reporter Jane Meyer, New Yorker, takes a close look at the sexual misconduct allegations that led to Senator Al Franken's resignation. Our senator from the great state of Minnesota. I don't know if I'm going to get too deep into this, but let's take a quick peek at the article. Oh, didn't do that. That didn't work. New Yorker piece. Okay. In 2017, Al Franken resigned from the Senate amid accusations of sexual impropriety. 7 of the senators who demanded his resignation told Jane Meyer that they'd been wrong to do so. Oh! Wasn't one of those Kristen Gillibrand? She's the senator from New York, I'm pretty sure. Close look at the accusations against the former. Well, this was in the heart of the Me Too movement. So, and he was, he kind of got himself embarrassed by, jumping head first into it. Last month in Minneapolis, I climbed the stairs in the front of a row house to find Al Franken, Minnesota's disgraced former senator, wandering around in jeans and stocking feet. It was a sunny day, but the shades were mostly drawn. Now, you can tell already that this is going to be a puff piece. Because, first of all, it's the New Yorker, and they love Al Franken because he's a Democrat. And two, because they start out with just a really soft opening. But they did call him disgrace, so that's interesting. They at least used the word disgrace. But the shades were mostly drawn. Let me do it in a more subtle tone, taking in the feel of the article and making it a little more, sympathetic. Takeout counters of hummus and carrot sticks were set out on the kitchen table. His wife, Franny Bryson, was stuck in their apartment in Washington, D.C. with a cold, and he had evidently done the best he could to be hospitable. But the place felt like the kind of man cave where someone hides out from the world, which is more or less what Franken has been doing since he resigned in December 2017 amid accusations. What? Get the f off my screen! Since amid accusations of sexual impropriety. There had been occasional sightings of him in Washington. People mentioned having glimpsed him riding the metro or browsing alone in a bookstore. There was gossip that he had fallen into depression and had been seen in a fetal position on a friend's couch. But Franken had experienced one of the most abrupt downfalls in recent political memory. He had been perhaps the most recognizable figure in the Senate, in part because he entered it as a celebrity. A best-selling author and a former writer and performer on Saturday Night Live. Now Franken was just one more face in the gallery of previously powerful men who had been brought down by the Me Too movement and whom no one wanted to hear from again. America had ghosted him. Only 2 years ago, Franken was being talked up as a possible challenger to President Donald Trump in 2020. No, he wasn't! You lie like a rug! Oh my goodness. In Senate hearings, Franken had proved himself to be one of the most effective critics of the Trump administration. His tough questioning of Jeff Sessions, Trump's nominee for Attorney General, had led Sessions to recuse himself from the investigation into Russian influence in the 2016 election and prompted the appointment of Robert Mueller as special counsel. As it turns out, Franklin's only role in the 2020 presidential campaign has been as a figure of controversy. On June 4th, Pete Buttigieg was widely criticized on social media for saying that he would have not pressured Franklin to resign, as had virtually all his Democratic rivals who were in the then Senate, without first learning more about the alleged incidents. At the same time, the presidential candidacy of Senator Kirsten Gillibrand had been plagued by questions about her role as the first of 36 Democratic senators to demand Franklin's resignation. Gillibrand has cast herself as a feminist champion of zero tolerance towards sexual impropriety. But Democratic donors, sympathetic to Franken, have stunted her fundraising, and Gillibrand says tried to intimidate her into silence. Okay, I can't read this one. It's probably, I'm going to say it's about 3,000. Oh my God, it goes on forever. I'm not reading this, but you can already kind of tell the tone. They're going to, senators regret doing what they did, and how Franken was a champion for justice and all this. And you know what? If they're gonna pull that shit on people, they got to take the brunt of it too. Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Number 3, Monday morning, we'll skip that. Tom Hanks is trending. With Mr. Rogers. Oh no! Tom Hanks is going to star as Mr. Rogers? What a Look at that. Oh, wait. Never mind. The trailer for A Beautiful Day movie. You know, it's funny. So here's the thing. I grew up on Mr. Rogers. I'm sure some of you who are closer to my age did too. Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street were pretty much brand new when I was like 5 years old. Because in fact, my mother had the TV ready. She knew that the show Sesame Street was going to come on in 1969. And so we were there together to watch the first episode of Sesame Street. I remember that. My mom reminds me of that too. But Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, The Electric Company, those were all shows on PBS that were geared towards kids. I think all three, Sesame Street's still around. I think The Electric Company has gone on and off or whatever. But yeah, so Tom Hanks is going to be, let's see, hang on, it's top here. Personally, I don't see it. Looks like Tom Hanks to me, nothing like Mr. Rogers. Still want to see it though. You know what? I think he'd make a pretty good Mr. Rogers. Although I think, like, I'm looking at this clip that they're showing here, the trailer. Here's the trailer. I'll do it without the music because, well, let's see. If I get a strike, I get a strike.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine?
You know what? Nope. I see
mine?
what the guy's saying. It looks a little bit too much. It reminds you too much of Tom Hanks than it does of
Please
Mr. Rogers.
won't you be my neighbor?
He's too and also he's too.
Hello.
His smile is too happy smile, versus Mr. Rogers had a smile on his face, but it wasn't like he was exuberantly happy. It was just like he was pleasant. And I'm looking at Tom Hanks, and he's got this super happy smile on his face. It doesn't quite work. Interesting they're doing a movie like this, though. That's pretty cool.
Mr. Rogers, I'm here to interview you.
It is so nice to meet you.
You okay?
Profiling Mr. Rogers.
Lloyd, please don't ruin my childhood.
This piece will be for an issue about heroes. Do you consider yourself a hero?
I hope
We
they
are
don't ruin
trying
Mr.
to
Rogers
give
for
the
me.
world positive ways.
You know, the thing is that Mr. Rogers? Yeah, they're doing a Mr. Rogers movie. One great thing that I can appreciate about Mr. Rogers, and I can't remember when he passed away. It hasn't been that long, but is that there never turned up any salacious scandal about the man. I'm really glad that doesn't happen. I hope they don't try to make that something out of that here.
Of dealing with their feelings.
Yeah? Like what?
There are many things you can do. You can play all the lowest keys on a piano at the same time.
Oh, that is a fun question.
You love broken people. Like me.
Sometimes we have to ask for help.
All right. Okay, this could be good. I mean, you know, it's funny.
I think the best thing we can do is to let people know that each one of them is precious.
All right. You know what?
Hey, Mr. Rogers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Please won't you be my neighbor?
That was wonderful.
Okay, they did a little bit there. I love it. Okay. That might be a movie I'll see over nostalgia. I think there's going to be a lot of people in the probably, I'll say, 30 to 70 range that'll go see that movie just out of nostalgia for Mr. Rogers. He was a cool dude, and it'll be interesting to see the movie. All right, that's why Tom Hanks is trending. I'm sure Mr. Rogers is trending also. Moving on, Monday thoughts. No thoughts today. Highway to Heaven. Interesting. What Highway to Heaven movie? Oh, is this the same one? Oh no, this is a whole nother one. So apparently, Oh, this is creep. It's K-pop. It's a K-pop tweet. I don't care about K-pop. I'm sorry, guys. The K-pop stuff. It's kind of funny though that it comes out. It's always here. I feel happiest when is trending number 7. Oh God, I guarantee. Okay, hold on. Oh, let's go back. Everyone in the chat, listen up. And even if you're just lurking, listen up. The trending tweet is hashtag I feel happiest when. Give me a number when I'm going to come across the first Trump is impeached tweet. I feel happiest when Trump is impeached or in jail or whatever. Something negative about Trump. Put a number up in the chat right now. It's going to take a minute, so I'm going to skip that one and we're going to go to Jane Meyer. We'll come back to the I feel happiest when. Jane Meyer is trending number 8. I don't know who Jane Meyer is. Oh, that's the same. Jane Meyer is the reporter who wrote the Al Franken story. Okay. Wait, what? No, not what? November 2000. No, a number. Like which tweet? I'm gonna go from the top and how many down? Wendy Davis is trending. Oh, great. Wendy Davis is going to run for Congress. Wendy Davis is the woman who ran for Texas governor, I believe, and lost. Now she's going to run for Congress. Let's see. Democrat Brownsville told the American Statement Thursday that the former state senator, Wendy Davis, plans to run in Texas for Congress. Now, I'm trying to think of, I don't know, who's she running against? Who's she trying to unseat? That's interesting. Let's see. Former Democratic gubernatorial candidate Wendy Davis is running for the U.S. House, hoping to unseat freshman Senator Chip Roy, a Republican from Hayes County. She's a bit of a rock star among leftists or Democrats, whatever. But she's going to have trouble in Texas. A Republican from Hayes County, a correctional aide, told the American Statesman on Thursday. The revelation ends months of speculations and set the stage for what could be a high-profile duel in a congressional district National Democrats are aggressively targeting. Well, they got to aggressively target all. If they think Wendy Davis is the answer, and now she very well could win the nomination in that district in Texas, but I'm just saying, it's probably not likely. Abigail, but she's high profile. She's the pink tennis shoe lady, if you remember. Abigail Shepard, press secretary for U.S. Representative Philemon Vela, Democrat Brownsville, said Thursday that Wendy spoke to the congressman directly that she plans on running. Davis, a former state senator, said in April that she was considering running, but in June she disputed a report that she was planning to run, saying she hadn't decided yet. Is she running or not? Well, I guess she is now. A spokesman for Davis declined to comment on Thursday. Top Democrats apparently already are building the infrastructure necessary to wage battle in the 21st Congressional District, which stretches from Austin to San Antonio. See, Austin will help her. San Antonio will not. Includes 6 Hill Country counties. And Hill Country won't. But parts of San Antonio and Austin give her a chance. A host of Democrats, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, and Majority Whip James Clyburn, invited potential Davis supporters to a meeting with Davis on Tuesday evening in Washington, D.C. Oh, so they can get some of that D.C. lobbyist money in support of her campaign for Texas Congressional District 21, according to the Texas Tribune. Vela and U.S. Representative Lloyd Doggett, Democrat Austin, are the lead organizers of the event, which also will include 7 other Democratic U.S. House members from Texas. So, and there are like I said, there's plenty of Democrats in the House from Texas. I don't know, man. It's a tough call in Texas. She mentions guns one time, and it's going to be tough because Texans love their guns. All right. Now, let's get back to this other hashtag. I only got 3 answers. I need at least 5 answers. How many tweets before the hashtag I feel happiest when where is it? Oh, it's already down to 19. I feel happiest when says something about Trump. Did something else jump up top? Nope, we still got Frank and Tom Hanks, Highway to Heaven, Ricky Renuncio Hora. Oh, Okay, so the governor of Puerto Rico is not going to resign despite a week-long protest in Puerto Rico, but he's also not going to run again. We found out yesterday, I think it was in the paper, but the governor of Puerto Rico, who's under some pretty heavy-duty corruption allegations, and a couple people that are his close allies have already resigned. He's not going to be resigning, though. Equifax, man. Equifax. Okay, how many is it going to take for I feel the happiest when mentions something negative about Trump? I need some more answers. Equifax is trending. You're going to probably hear a little bit about this today. Probably people are going to find something about Trump tweeted way more important. Credit reporting company Equifax has agreed to pay up to $700 million in settlements with the Federal Trade Commission and other agencies following a data breach in 2017. $425 million divided by 150,000 people, or 150 million people that their data was breached equals $2.83 per person. I'm going to be rich. Woohoo! Yeah, they're settling with the FTC worth up to $700 million, with $425 million going directly to 150 million affected customers for its 2017 data breach. So prepare to get your $3 check from Equifax. People, and you know what? You get a check in the mail from Equifax. You don't know it's a check. You see Equifax, and you're like, throw that shit away. All right, I got a couple more answers. All right, let's go into that hashtag right now. I feel happiest when, and it's just going to go to from my top tweets going down. I feel happiest when it's raining. Hey, I had a beautiful rainy day the other day. I took some pictures outside. It's on my Twitter feed. By the way, my Twitter down here is @Dawg Knight. If you want to email me something, you can put the ad on the other side. pdogknight@gmail.com. DMs and stuff, especially for Thursdays. We do FTG Thursdays, which stands for F that guy or F that gal. If you got nominations, please send them to me via my email or my Twitter. I feel happiest when I'm doxing Nazis. Oh, that's Jarvis DuPont. So if you know Titania McGrath, Jarvis DuPont is her alter ego. It's also one of those kind of joke accounts. Jarvis DuPont, I use my white male privilege as a raft to transport minorities from the cave of oppression to the island of equal prosperity. Pagan, occasional nudist. Okay, he doesn't count, but I feel happiest when I'm doxing Nazis. That's funny. I feel happiest when the vibrations are good. Okay, that's a Beach Boy reference. Okay, that's 3. The fourth one, I feel happiest when I lie to myself. We might not get a winner here. Wait, 1, 2, 3. That's 4. What's 5? I feel happiest when talking to you. Okay, how long? I feel happiest when the credit column exceeds the debit column of my bank account. Yes, that's a good one. I'm leaving work. I feel the happiest. Okay, no Trump ones. I thought for sure there'd be a Trump one. I feel happiest when I'm popping bubble wrap. Look at that. He made a bubble wrap popper on his bicycle. That's kind of cute. I feel happiest when I get my revenge. Oh, good God. I feel happiest when I eat yummy food. I feel happiest when I'm at the beach. I feel happiest when my dogs simply exist. I feel happiest when I'm dancing when like nobody's watching. Oh my gosh, not a single Trump one on here. Nobody won. Behind my camera, have homegrown tomatoes. I'm having a daily donut. I'm with you. I'm here with you. I'm at the lake. With this little guy. My coffee's done brewing. Yeah, baby. Almost forgot. I think everybody lost it. I thought for sure there'd be. I'm in Nova Scotia with my bestie. I'm on my morning walk. My road trip is on schedule. Nobody gets. Oh my God, not. Okay. You know what? And also, here's the thing. Notice on the top ones, man, maybe YouTube had something to do, or maybe Twitter had something to do with this. But notice, there's not a single one political on here, and that kind of makes me happy. That makes me feel like maybe they're starting to get it. Because I don't want anyone trashing Trump in this one. I don't want to trashing anybody. I don't want to trash politicians I don't like in this one. I don't want anyone trashing AOC in this one. I don't want anyone trashing Trump in this one. Those are opposite ends of the spectrum as far as I'm concerned, even though they're kind of two peas in a pod as far as their style. But, except one gets something done and one does nothing. Just saying. But you know what? It's kind of a happy list of I'm happiest when. Now, let's look at the latest and see if any show up. I'm happiest when I can eat a tired pizza alone with no one watching. Okay. I feel happiest when thinking about the fact that we're hopefully going to get a new mark. I don't know what a mark is. Oh. Orange popsicle. Dog and cat fight. My Hitachi's not an ad magic wand back massager. Okay. This is great. Oh, the movie trailer was the only thing we needed to make our day. That's the Mr. Rogers trailer. Something about scripture. This is, you know what? I cannot believe it. Perhaps not a single political one on here. Now, maybe could it be possible that Twitter kind of manipulated this hashtag? Completely possible. But I really that actually makes me happy that hashtag was not stolen by politics. Unbelievable. I'm shocked. I am shocked that had not one thing to do with Trump or AOC or Ilhan Omar or Ted Cruz or any of the usual suspects or anything about, well, except the joke, the Jarvis DuPont joke about punching Nazis or whatever. But that was a joke, which is kind of funny. But hey, I don't know if that's progress or not, but we'll see. Mary Magdalene is trending. Why is Mary Magdalene trending? The Assumption of Mary Magdalene, 1917. July 22nd is the day of Mary Magdalene. Give your blood or red wine to the roses growing near you. If you have an altar, offer her a red rose or an egg dyed painted in red. Okay, so it's Mary Magdalene Day. That's I've never really heard of Mary Magdalene Day, but people are talking about it. Okay, interesting. Not familiar. Must be a Catholic thing. CIA's trending. Oh man, did you all hear about this? 17 CIA. So Iran says it's captured 17 CIA operatives. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has denied the claim. What it is they've arrested 17 Iranians who are said to be spying for the CIA, and they've already sentenced some of them to death. Here's Al Jazeera's take on it. Real quick. Oh, I got to be done. Iranian officials said 17 were recruited by the CIA to spy on Iran's nuclear and military sites, a claim the U.S. denies. You know what? Who knows if it's true or not. They captured 17 spies working for the U.S. intelligence agency, and some have been sentenced to death, an Iranian official said on Monday, a claim Washington denied. Security agencies successfully dismantled the CIA spy network. The head of counterintelligence at the Iranian Ministry of Intelligence, whose identity was not revealed, told reporters in Tehran. Those who deliberately betrayed the country were handed to the judiciary, he said. Some were sentenced to death and some to long-term imprisonment. U.S. President Donald Trump denied the claim later on Monday, calling it totally false. The report of Iran capturing CIA spies is totally false, Trump tweeted. Zero truth, just more lies and propaganda like their shot down drone put out by a religious regime that is badly failing and has no idea what to do. Isn't that like that's such a Trump, just the tone and the verbiage he uses is humorous in some ways. But all right, so that's a big deal. Already have sentenced some of them to death. They're Iranians though; they're not like American CIA agents. So you might hear a little bit about that day. That's kind of falling apart though, or falling down. It was trending higher earlier. And let's see, the last we'll do. Oh gosh, enemy of the people. Oh my God, here we go. Jim Acosta, senior White House official that's his stupid ass book. Senior White House official. Acosta is tweeting out excerpts from his own book. Because his book has sold about 10,000 copies, which is just embarrassing if you think about it. Let's put it this way. That book, there was a book about everything the Democrats knows in one book that was a book cover and blank pages, sold more than that. A book with nothing in it sold more than that. Jim Acosta, senior White House official in The Enemy of the People. I wouldn't be here in the first place if I thought Donald Trump was a racist, the official said. I then asked whether that could be stated on the record. I don't want to say that on the record, the official said. Because he doesn't want to be on the record, period. From Enemy of the People, having traveled to every corner of the country and attended those raucous rallies and absorbed all that hostility and venom, I'm less worried about what Trump is doing to America than I am about what we have done to ourselves. Shh, Acosta. Acosta has to... No, it's funny. Nobody's reading his book to put out their... oh my God. Trump is Hitler. They lose. They just lost the bet. They just lost the argument because they invoked Hitler. So how this got trending? How did this trending? So apparently a few of the 10,000 people who have actually read Enemy of the People got it trending somehow. But the fact that Acosta has to put out excerpts himself is sort of sad. Anyway, all right, folks, that's got to be it for today because it's almost 11 my time and I have to be somewhere because that's what happens every day on the Morning Night Live. But we are here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. GMT for those people from other parts of the world who know what GMT is. And if you haven't already done so, I would greatly appreciate. If you haven't seen the whole stream and you watch it later, make sure you share it. Down here, hit that share button. Click it out to wherever you go. Also, if you haven't done so, hit the like button. Or if you dislike, that's cool too. But how can you not like me? I'm just soft and fuzzy, okay? Soft and fuzzy. All right? But if you are so inclined to support the channel, we also do... super chats and donations through the Streamlabs links. That's in the description down there. That's all I got for today. Thank you for coming. I greatly appreciate those of you who are here all the time, and I'm so happy that some of the new folks showed up today. My name is Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from... Let's try the outro instead. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and I want to thank you for joining me today on the Dawg Knight channel. Before you go, if you like what you saw and you're not already subscribed, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below, and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and 2 p.m. GMT. A special thanks to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through our Streamlabs link in the description below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.